It often begins with a specific, repetitive movement, a sudden clearing of the throat, a rapid blinking of the eyes, or tapping a desk in a rhythmic pattern. These are soon joined by checking rituals and sounds that the child cannot easily suppress. These physical tics and rituals are sensitive to the child's surroundings. In a crowded hallway or during a high-stakes exam, the internal pressure builds, often causing the symptoms to escalate when the child feels the most exposed. To an outside observer, these actions look like choices. Teachers or peers often assume the child is being difficult or intentionally disruptive, leading to a standard disciplinary response. This behavioral lens creates a cycle of punishment. The child is reprimanded for a physiological response, adding layers of shame and stress to a condition that is already exhausting to manage. Many students spend their entire school day white-knuckling, using every ounce of their mental energy to hold back tics so they can appear normal to their peers. This exhaustion follows them home, leaving parents to navigate the fallout of a child who is emotionally spent. Without the right diagnosis, families often feel isolated, trying to use discipline to solve a problem that isn't rooted in behavior. Looking at the neural pathways explains why. These physical tics and intrusive thoughts are the result of involuntary neurological misfires, where the brain sends a signal that the body cannot help but execute. Because the root is neurological, behavioral discipline will always fall short. Helping the child requires a clinical approach that addresses how these neural signals are processed. Pediatric Tourette's frequently co-occurs with OCD, creating a dual-layered challenge. The two conditions intersect, creating a feedback loop where physical urges and anxious thoughts reinforce one another. The Tourette's network specifically drives physical tics. It bypasses the brain's regulatory centers, sending signals directly to the motor and vocal nodes without the child's conscious permission. Simultaneously, the OCD network drives rituals through a loop of intrusive, anxious thoughts. The child performs a specific action, like checking a lock or repeating a word, in an attempt to quiet the signal. Mapping these dual origins moves us away from punishment. Once we identify the specific pathways, we can begin the work of repairing them. Two specific evidence-based therapies are designed for this: CBIT, which focuses on habit reversal for tics, and ERP, which helps manage the intrusive thoughts of OCD. The first phase involves controlled exposure. In a safe environment, the clinician helps the clinician identify the premonitory urge, that specific physical feeling that happens just before a tic or ritual occurs. Instead of just trying to stop the urge, the child learns a competing response. They practice a specific, physically incompatible action that blocks the tic and allows the brain to process the urge differently. With consistent practice, the brain builds new neural habits. This repetition strengthens the managed response, while the old erratic pathway begins to weaken and fade. These interventions empower children to take back structural control of their minds, providing a clinical alternative to the exhaustion of hiding their symptoms. However, these treatments are only effective if families can actually reach them. Historically, specialized care for Tourette's and OCD has been gated behind long wait lists and high costs. MentalSpace School acts as a bridge, deploying these clinical services directly into Georgia's K-12 schools to ensure the science of neurological care is accessible to every student. The platform provides dedicated therapist teams who offer same-day teletherapy. This allows students to receive culturally competent care without the disruption of leaving campus for appointments. Financial barriers are also removed. MentalSpace accepts major insurance providers and ensures that for families on Medicaid, the out-of-pocket cost is zero. By addressing the specific hurdles of cost and location, MentalSpace turns a specialized neurological intervention into a standard of care available to any family in the state. This clinical infrastructure also provides schools with a broader safety net. In addition to neurological support, the platform handles staff wellness and crisis intervention, helping districts meet the July 2026 HB 268 compliance deadline. The results of this comprehensive approach are measurable. Schools using the platform report an 89% improvement in attendance and a 92% reduction in student anxiety. These statistics reflect a change in the daily life of a family, where a child can focus on their classroom work without the fear of being misunderstood, and parents no longer feel helpless against a condition they can't see. Evidence-based care is ready for your family today. You can connect with a licensed clinician and begin the evaluation process at mentalspacesschool.com.